She fell on the first night, but like the great champion she is, she has risen to conquer all.
Femke Bol, the Dutch superstar who has owned the 400-meter hurdles, is changing events. She's making the 800-meter her main focus starting in 2026. This wasn't a small decision. Femke Bol herself called it a big change, it's uncertain and challenging, but she also made it clear that she is ready to put in the work and enjoy this new journey. To understand how huge this is, you have to look at what she's leaving behind. Femke Bol is, without a doubt, one of the two best 400-meter hurdlers to ever live. She's the two-time world champion. She successfully won her second title in Tokyo just this past September. She also won the Diamond League 5 times in a row, meaning she was unbeatable in that event for years. The only thing she didn't win in the individual hurdles was the Olympic gold.
Partner Jasmine Jones trying to stay on terms with Femke Bol, but in the final hurdle, Femke Bol opens up a massive gap on the American. It's Femke Bol, but versus the clock. Another gold for the Netherlands, another gold for Femke Bol.
She took home the bronze in both the Tokyo and Paris Olympics, but she did get that Olympic gold, anchoring her country, the Netherlands, to victory in the mixed 4x400-meter relay in Paris. She's won so much that she even admitted, "I do think I achieved pretty much everything I could dream of on the 400-meter hurdles except for Olympic gold." Her personal best time of 50.95 seconds is the European record and makes her the second fastest woman in history. The rivalry between her and America's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone defined the entire event for years. Between those two, they have run the 9 fastest times in history. That shows you the kind of talent Femke Bol is. So why quit when you're on top? Why walk away from guaranteed medals? Well, Bol is only 25 years old and she says the timing is everything. She told a reporter, "I'm still young, I'm mentally, physically, feeling really fit, and it's a really big challenge. That's also why I want to do it while I still feel at my best." She was ready for something new, a new impulse, new kind of training, new kind of racing. This decision came after the Paris Olympics. She and her coach, Laurent Meuwly, both came up with the idea around the same time. She took the whole of 2025 to really think about it and have closure with my hurdles. She knows the risk is huge. She said she feels way more insecure for this season than any other season because she knows how to run a perfect hurdles race, but for the 800 meters, she has no clue. Still, she felt so fulfilled with what she did in the hurdles that she was ready for this huge step to test her limits. The first person to officially welcome Femke Bol to the 800-meter event was the current queen of the distance, Great Britain's Keely Hodgkinson. Keely is the reigning Olympic 800-meter champion, and she replied to Femke's Instagram post with a very short and excited message. "Can't wait to share the start line," but she said even more in an interview later. Keely was full of praise, calling the move really brave and courageous. She pointed out that the 800-meter has been really firing lately, with girls running insanely fast times. And she commended Bol for taking that step. Keely believes Femke has got the talent to do really well in the 8. Now that's respect between rivals. Femke Bol is not just joining any race, she is jumping into a true pressure cooker. The women's 800 meters is full of amazing talent right now. For example, in the last World Championships in Tokyo, Kenya's Lilian Odira won the gold medal in an incredibly fast time of 1 minute, 54.62 seconds. Keely Hodgkinson herself has run 1 minute, 54.61 seconds, and her training partner, Georgia Hunter-Bell, also ran under 1 minute, 55 seconds to take the silver medal. These are some of the fastest times we have seen in decades. Femke Bol's best time in the 800 meters is only 2 minutes, 19.51 seconds, and she ran that back in 2017 when she was just a junior athlete. She is truly starting over. She considers herself a beginner in the 800-meter event because she has no experience racing those 2 laps. The Dutch national record is 1 minute 55.54 seconds. Femke Bol has a long way to go just to catch up to the best Dutch runner ever, let alone the world's best. Luckily, Bol still has her longtime coach Laurent Meuwly by her side, and he is extremely confident. Meuwly believes Bol can succeed because of her running technique, strength, and personality. He noted that for a sprinter, Femke has really good endurance and an efficient way of running. He is not afraid of the challenge, but he knows they need to be smart. He explained that the biggest change in their training will be focusing more on the aerobic part, which means building up her running base. He said he's going to have to tell her to run slower and focus on doing more and more volume, and not running faster and faster. That is a difficult thing for a world champion sprinter to hear. The good news is that they won't cut out everything from the 400-meter hurdles. They will still do some hurdle drills just for fun and to keep her coordination and running technique sharp. But the message is clear. The 400-meter hurdles chapter is closed for now. Bol is all in on the 800-meter. Many people wondered why she didn't switch to the flat 400-meter event, especially since she broke the world indoor record in the 400-meter flat. Bol explained that while the 400 meters is an option, she dislikes the training it requires. That event focuses more on pure top-end speed, which she admits is one of her weaker points. She prefers events that rely more on endurance. She said she had butterflies in my stomach when she thought about the 800 meters, but not for the 400 meters. She wants to be fueled by passion, and the 800 meter gave her that excitement. So, what does this look like in 2026? Coach Meuwly says that for the first year, they will need time to prepare and adapt. They want to be sure to prepare a good base during the winter. They are aiming to start with smaller meets. Bol will first need to run a few 800-meter races to even be able to get into the major competitions with the great names. They will assess her progress before deciding what events she can do at the 2026 World Indoor Championships in Poland and the European Athletics Championships in Birmingham, UK in August 2026 is a definite goal to test herself. The coach is confident she will run fast times eventually. The harder part will be teaching her how to be competitive in a championship environment, especially with all the tactical races that the 800-meter is famous for. The final goal is the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Meuwly said, "We have 3 years on the way to Los Angeles, and that gives quite some time to give some experiences, and in 2028 to be ready to battle for the medals." Bol is a competitor, and she is not going to the 800 meters just to be a participant. She also made one very important promise to her country and her fans. She still wants to run the 4x400 meter relays for the Netherlands. She said she thinks it's possible to combine with the 800 meter, and she loves running for her country. The tactical skills she learns in the 800 might even help her incredible anchor legs in the relay. This event switch is rare for an athlete at the peak of her career, but it's not completely new. Other top 400-meter hurdlers have tried the 800-meter, like Lashinda Demus and Irina Privalova, but none of them had the world-class 400-meter speed that Femke Bol has. On November 2nd, 2025, something special happened in New York City. The greatest marathon runner of all time crossed the finish line of his final big race. He came in 17th place with a time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 36 seconds. The crowd in Central Park went crazy, but this wasn't just any race for Eliud Kipchoge. This was his first time running the New York City Marathon, and he had a very good reason for saving it until now. There are 7 major marathons in the world. They call them the World Marathon Majors. There's Tokyo, Boston, London, Sydney, Berlin, Chicago, and New York. Kipchoge had already won races in 6 of these cities. New York was the only one left. And he waited on purpose because New York is known as one of the slowest and hardest marathon courses. It has lots of hills and turns that make it super tough to run fast times. But Kipchoge didn't care about that anymore. He wanted to complete what they call the 7-Star Award. This special award goes to runners who finish all 7 major marathons. And at 40 years old, Kipchoge finally got his 7th star. Let me tell you who Eliud Kipchoge really is. This man won Olympic gold medals in 2016 and 2020. He held the world record from 2018 to 2023. He has run 4 of the 10 fastest marathon times ever recorded. 6 years ago, he even broke the 2-hour barrier in Vienna, running a marathon in just 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 40 seconds. That's like running more than 26 miles at a pace most people can't even sprint.
Eliud Kipchoge, let's keep an eye on the clock. Into the final 20 seconds. Eliud Kipchoge. Whoa! On his shoulder, 140, 140, the unofficial time.
There's his wife.
People call him the Marathon GOAT, which means the greatest of all time. And they're not wrong. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Right after finishing the New York Marathon, Kipchoge made an announcement that shocked everyone. He said he's going to run 7 marathons on 7 continents over the next 2 years. Yes, you heard that right, 7 different continents. Before the race, he told Olympics.com, "I will run in Antarctica." He said, "I want to take on something extreme that pushes me to my limits," and he means it. Kipchoge even mentioned he wants to run 50 kilometers in Saudi Arabia. That's over 31 miles in one of the hottest places on Earth. This isn't just about running, though. Kipchoge has a bigger mission. He wants to raise money for the Eliud Kipchoge Foundation, which he started in 2020. Kipchoge calls this adventure the Eliud Kipchoge World Tour. It's all part of something bigger he's building called Eliud's Running World. The goal is simple but powerful. He wants to inspire people everywhere to start running and to know they can do amazing things. Now let me take you back to that viral moment in New York that made everyone cry. There was a man named Max McCone watching the race. Max is Kipchoge's biggest fan. As Kipchoge ran past him on the street, someone caught Max on video. He was crying. Not sad tears, but tears of pure emotion and joy. He was watching his hero run in person for the first and last time. The video went crazy on TikTok. Millions of people saw it. Even a Dutch runner named Björn Koreman saw the video and decided to do something special. He wrote a comment saying he would arrange something nice for Max, and he kept his promise. Less than 24 hours later, Max got to meet Kipchoge in person. They met in a hotel room, and Kipchoge had already seen the viral video of Max crying. When Max said to Kipchoge, "No human is limited," which is Kipchoge's famous saying, the legend replied with words that will stick with Max forever. Kipchoge told him,
"No human is limited."
After that, we're trying people to tell everybody, please don't be limited.
Yeah.
You are walk, you are running, if you are a basketballer, footballer, driver, don't be limited. Just push your limits.
Yeah.
Do what you want because that's what life needs.
Then Kipchoge gave Max an autographed running jersey to keep forever. It was one of the most touching moments of the entire marathon weekend. Speaking of the marathon itself, it was absolutely incredible. A world record 59,141 runners competed. The weather was perfect with clear skies and temperatures in the 50s. And the races at the front were wild. In the men's race, 2 runners from Kenya, Benson Kipruto and Alexander Mutiso, had the closest finish in New York Marathon history. They crossed the line at the exact same time, and the clock showed Kipruto winning by just 0.03 of a second. You literally couldn't see the difference with your eyes. It needed a photo to decide the winner. But the New York Marathon isn't just about the fast runners. A 91-year-old man from Japan named Koichi Kitabatake finished the race in 7 hours, 25 minutes, and 13 seconds. He didn't even start running until he was in his mid-70s. He took up running after eye surgery made him stop swimming. In the past 13 years, he's run 34 marathons.
He is 90, you're never too old. How good is that? Sydney, give yourselves a big round of applause. How good are you guys?
There was also a Broadway actor named Jordan Litz who ran the marathon in 3 hours and 40 minutes, then performed in the musical Wicked twice that same day. He did a show at 2 p.m. and another at 7 p.m. And then there's Juan Pablo dos Santos from Venezuela. He lost both his legs in a car accident. But that didn't stop him. He became the final person to finish the marathon, crossing the line at 12:34 in the morning. That's right, past midnight. The race officially ends after 10 hours, but New York kept the streets open for him. When he finished, people were singing the Venezuelan national anthem. Everyone was crying tears of joy. These stories show what Kipchoge believes in his heart, that no human is limited. Kipchoge's journey to this moment started when he was just a kid. He would run to school every day, chasing what he called the feeling of freedom. At 20 years old, he won a bronze medal at the 2004 Olympics in Athens. That was his first big moment. He didn't run his first marathon until 2012 in Hamburg, Germany. He won that race with a time of 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds. Everyone knew right away he was going to be special. Over the years, he won races all over the world. His best city was Berlin, where he won 5 times and set 2 world records. His last podium finish was winning Berlin in 2023 with a time of 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 42 seconds.
Eliud Kipchoge smiles for the last time. Let's keep an eye on the clock, just outside 2:01. Eliud Kipchoge is a history maker in Berlin. Yet again, he has done it. The world record is gone, and now he can celebrate. And that is simply stunning.
At 40 years old, Kipchoge still trains with runners half his age. He said, "To still push at my age is really good. I am showing people that age is just a number." He's happy that his body can still handle the hard training. He believes that anyone who starts and finishes a marathon will never be the same mentally. The pain and the long journey changes you. Now, with this World Tour announcement, Kipchoge is entering a new chapter. He's not calling it retirement. He calls it a transition. He told reporters, "A lot is in store, which I will roll out after New York. It will be an interesting journey to do other things." But make no mistake, he's still planning to race with the best runners in the world. His manager confirmed that Kipchoge will still line up at elite races. He just has a bigger mission now. Kipchoge explained his new way of thinking about success. He said, "A successful race is certainly starting and finishing in a good way, a happy way, able to entertain people. That's a successful race. I don't measure success by winning. I measure success by the thing that I am finishing. I measure success by closing and crossing the finish line." This is bigger than just running. Kipchoge wants to use his fame to help the world. His foundation focuses on giving kids better schools and protecting nature. Every continent he visits will have local projects that get help from his marathon there. This is Eliud Kipchoge, the man who many consider to be the greatest marathoner of all time. His legacy stands at a critical turning point as he approaches the 2025 London Marathon. In the 2019 London Marathon, Kipchoge won his 4th London title, officially winning this race more than any other male athlete before him. But the manner in which he won this marathon was just shocking. For the opening half, Kipchoge split a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 37 seconds, still running right next to many of the world's best marathoners. But for the final half marathon, Kipchoge dropped the hammer with a closing half in 61 minutes flat. For his final 2 miles, this is where he really went crazy, dropping a split of 8 minutes and 56 seconds. The best marathon there has ever been dominates. Kipchoge really proved his untouchable status on this London course. Now 6 years in the past, and my goodness, did he ever make it look easy. After breaking the world record yet again in Berlin in 2022, and then winning his 2nd Olympic title in the Tokyo Marathon, many speculated that this man just might be untouchable until the day that he retires. However, like all things, what goes up must come down. In the 2023 Boston Marathon, Kipchoge took a pretty significant loss, only placing 6th and finishing more than 3 minutes behind the eventual winner, Evans Chebet. At 38 years old, Kipchoge was no longer the unbeatable athlete that crushed his competition by minutes and minutes. He was now officially just another very talented marathoner.
All right, Eliud, welcome back to London. I know you spoke in the press conference earlier. Last year was a difficult season for you with your marathons. Why do you think that was? What do you think went wrong last year?
I don't think there was a big mistake, but you know, when you train for 5 months and you don't get the result, and you know, then that's a big challenge. And you know, a lot was going on, and but all in all is that I have wake up, go to training every day, and I'm ready for Sunday.
This rather abrupt halt in his true dominance in the marathon took an even steeper dive downwards when it came to the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. For the first time in his career, Kipchoge wasn't even able to finish, citing extreme pain in his hips and back. He was actually driven away from the course just after passing 30 kilometers. Seeing this happen to such a talented athlete was not only shocking, but quite devastating. For more than 10 straight years, Kipchoge was the voice of inspiration and determination around the running world. If he had managed to win this Olympic marathon, he would have been the first athlete in history to win 3 marathon titles. However, time itself truly appeared to be Eliud Kipchoge's biggest rival. This brings us to 2025. In this year's London Marathon, we officially have one of the deepest and most anticipated races in marathon history. The incredible talent that will be assembled this Sunday to attack the streets of London is absolutely outstanding.
Do you still feel like you're healthy? Like
Yes, I'm healthy.
Yeah?
Yes.
And your sessions, do you run them, I mean, are you running them as fast as you used to when you were in world record shape? Are they the same or are they any different now?
I'm running in a good way. Finishing my session is in a good way, in a happy way. Yeah.
What would be, you know, what would be a good race for you, a good result for you on Sunday?
I think I want to run a beautiful and a good result. So I want to run with the fast people, and you know, the results I'm getting in, I will be satisfied. Move on.